What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Real Talk NFT, where we talk all things Web3. Super excited to have on Aleyna today, calling in from Istanbul, actually, my first international podcast recording. She's also the CEO of Ginoa and also had a ton of experience with Wearable, 1:37 p.m. and Vayner. But I'm not going to do justice, so please tell us a little bit about your background and kind of what inspired you into Web3.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me on. It's my pleasure. I've been in crypto for a minute now, 4 or 5 years, and my background's in technology ethics. So I was fascinated by the impact of Web2 technologies, social media companies into people's psychology, from data privacy to understanding how they impact us, our psychologies, our sense of truth, democracies, and everything. And I thought maybe, we could find some solutions in crypto. So that's how I got interested in crypto, because I was fascinated by the concept of decentralization and how when you understand the roots of blockchain, pretty much what you can do is limitless. The sky is actually the limit. And I really believe that we can resolve some of the issues around data privacy and decision making with crypto. So that's how I got started. Worked at Threefold Foundation, which is a layer 0 blockchain, completely focused on climate. It's planet first, people second, and went on from there to Vayner 3. Worked with a couple of clients there, like PepsiCo and Coinbase. Did some work with Wearable, 137, but I really enjoy focusing on the ethical side and making sure that while we build these technologies, that we're aware of the implications and we don't repeat the same mistakes of Web2 companies.
Wow, that sounds something I need to learn about, truly, because I firstly don't know the big issues with Web2. Can you educate us of that and kind of how Web3 is positioned maybe to fix some of those?
Of course. I think the most straightforward I would imagine is the data privacy part, because, as I'm sure you know, the monetary system and how Web2 companies make money is through collecting and selling our data to different companies and third-party cookies, right? And that is so widespread, and data is actually the most valuable thing in the world right now. It's more valuable than oil, which says something, right? So we need to be able to take control of our data. And that's, I think, the premise of Web3, where we can read, right? Web 1 was read only, and then Web 2 is read and write, where we are the content creators of the internet. And with Web 3, we can now own the data, own the different content that we create, and perhaps also get some benefits from that.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Because when I go onto the Web2 websites right now, I'm sure you see it. Almost every website I see has a little pop-up asking if I want to opt in for the cookies or they're targeted. And it's quite annoying, actually, to have to click on each site to, set the standard for that particular website. So yeah, owning my own data and having, control of that definitely seems very, very important for myself, at least.
Exactly. And I think another big issue that we are facing right now is about the psychological impact of social media companies. And, we see these very terrifying charts and information about how little kids, especially little girls, are feeling so terrible about themselves. And, people create accounts as 13-year-olds old, and the content that is being served to them is so self-destructive and completely is destructing young people's confidence before they even get a chance to establish their identity. And I think a big part of that is the creators of Web2 companies are people who, relatively are people who never really felt unsafe. It's a very small demographic of white cis men usually building these companies, age 25 to 35. And we need to be able to build products that is serving everybody. And to be able to do that, we must involve different people and diverse groups of ideas and thoughts into the decision-making processes so we can ensure that we're building safe products for everyone, and hopefully through decentralized autonomous organizations and decision-making structures from crypto could potentially help with that. But I think there's also, representation in Web3 is also not great. We have our own issues in Web3, but perhaps there is more awareness around the topic, and we have a new chance of building a better web.
Yeah, I definitely heard about that discrepancy in Web 2, obviously. Web 3, definitely, because I run a podcast and I've been searching for female or underrepresented voices to get onto the show. I went to VCon just yesterday and I immediately sought out Boss Beauties. They had a booth there, and Word of Women, which I actually own one for the wifey. And yeah, just finding the voices to highlight those, that alone is a little bit difficult, actually, in Web 3. And which kind of segues us pretty nicely into the next topic, which a lot of people brought up in the conference, actually, that AI might help with kind of leveling the playing field, having more points of data from, real demographics versus just a targeted group, like you mentioned, a predominantly male demographic or test studies. It could, so I've heard that a bit. Maybe you can touch upon it more. I'm not the expert there. And I think that Ginoa and your platform are working with AI a little bit more than I am. So if there's anything you want to highlight about that and maybe the ways that AI are helping a little bit, if it is, please let us know.
Exactly. I think with AI, it's technology ethics on steroids, right? Because dangers.
Wow, never heard that. Yeah.
I think I just made that up. But the dangers are even bigger, but opportunities are as well. So the decisions become even more important. And I think the Silicon Valley mindset of build things, break things, build fast, break things, that just doesn't cut it here, because AI it can get very dangerous really quickly. So we need to be even more thoughtful in what we're building and the kinds of data that we're putting in, right? So we can take like two scenarios where it could hurt really terribly to, let's say, women and underrepresented groups, is the existing hiring processes already favor men over women, and white people over black people, for example. And if we take the existing data and feed it into AI, AI will reason that women are worse than men, or they should be paid less than men. And that is not based on facts. AI cannot tell facts. AI cannot be the teller of truth. We need to tell AI what is the truth, and AI can reason after knowing that. But we as humans must do the morality and do the ethical part to decide what we want our future to look like. So if we just perpetuate the same existing biases by feeding these wrongdoings into AI, we will only just make it worse and make it even bigger of a problem, because it will automate these injustices. So that's like a really bad scenario that I can see where we need to be mindful of. But on the other side of the coin, there are, of course, so many opportunities with education. Something that we work on is to democratize access to analytics and financial tools. Because I see, especially in our ecosystem as well, with Blur and Nansen. Blur is dubbed for pro traders. Nansen is 12K a year. It's not accessible to everyone.
Right.
So how can we utilize AI to make it more easy to understand? Because I've seen so many difficult user interfaces. I've been in crypto for a while. It's even scary for me. I can't even imagine, we can imagine an artist or someone who is a caretaker or works a different job, but is interested in this ecosystem, not be as powerful as pro traders and crazy, people who are super involved in financial systems. But why do we not want to serve everybody? Why don't we create the same opportunities for everyone to participate and have agency and power and understand their portfolios so they can make informed decisions?
Yeah, you hit it on the nose. Understanding portfolio is something I've been in the crypto and NFT space for a while. I've tried to collect everything underneath the sun, and understanding my portfolio, even to this day, is a hot mess. Having AI, hopefully, that can help would definitely give me a clear picture of how to make decisions. Because when I look at my portfolio, I mean, and you understand this better than most. It's not dynamic. The managers, the portfolio managers today is just very flat. It's not intuitive because every NFT collection has their own ranking system, their own rarities. So I never can get a pulse on my portfolio, let alone keep track of all the 8 different wallets I have, and make a educated decision. So definitely, I hope Ginoa can definitely help with that and provide just better just a user experience, because I am that average person. I don't have a blockchain background, although I did work in, the Silicon Tech Valley because I'm in the Bay Area, but I don't have the blockchain background to even understand that. So it's good to hear that AI, from my understanding, what you're saying is that it will help that user experience.
Exactly. We just want to make it as accessible as possible, utilizing the state-of-the-art new technologies that we're being offered to.
Yeah. So yeah, you mentioned it briefly there. So what is Ginoa, and what is the mission that you guys are looking to accomplish? I think you just said it.
Of course. So our mission, like I mentioned, is to democratize access to analytics and financial tools.
Mm-hmm.
But our main product is actually our Barterplace. So we noticed we can buy and sell NFTs, but especially during bear markets, it's kind of difficult to do that. Not everybody has that liquidity. People don't really want to trade, sell for less than what they bought for. And overall lack of or decrease in trading volume affects everyone, especially lower volume projects, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything outside of the top 15 projects. So what we're doing is very primal. Before money was invented, we traded stuff, right? We bartered.
Mm-hmm.
And we are providing this solution to the NFT ecosystem. So anyone can come into our platform. We have 2 options. People can send a peer-to-peer offer. So let's say I have 2 dead fellows and you have a pudgy penguin. And
Mm-hmm.
I want your pudgy penguin, and instead of buying and having the liquidity to do so, instead of selling my 2 dead fellows, getting the money, and then sending an offer to you, we bring all these different steps together, and I can just choose my 2 NFTs. If I want, I can crypto, and I can send it to you. And you can see the offer that's sent to you and then decide to accept it, or you can counter offer. And the other angle that we have, which is very exciting, is let's say I want a pudgy penguin. It doesn't really matter which one. So
Mm-hmm.
I can choose my 2 dead fellows and send an offer to all 10, not 10,000, 8,888 pudgy
Mm-hmm.
penguins with just 1 click. So I think this will allow people to create a lot of peer-to-peer trading and remove even the marketplace middlemen, because our goal in Web3 is to remove as many middlemen as possible, right? So we want to just create the space where people can do that.
Wow. Yeah, that's a new dynamic, having a trade offer for the entire collection. I've never heard of that one before. I've heard of platforms where you can trade NFTs, but those were not as UX friendly, I would say. I steered clear away from those because it was more of a decentralized, more advanced stage platform. And then to your note, even a person like myself who's collected a lot of NFTs, I didn't really feel safe in that aspect. So although we want to remove a lot of middlemen, I think having a custodian like yourself that can help facilitate like the difficult language is definitely appreciated. Having this platform now, what's like the biggest lessons that you learned, or what's the biggest feedback that you got?
Yeah, what is important to me is building community first. So we've been chatting with different communities to bring their communities into our platform and build what they want. Instead of going top down, we want to go from bottom up, because we are a small team, flexible, and we don't have the hierarchical structures that much. So we are able to ship any product kind of quickly. So let's say you want to see a statistics shown in a specific way. You can ask that from us and we can make that in a week or two. So that's
Oh,
been
wow.
what has been exciting for me to work on, and just making sure that we push the user accessibility further. Something that I want to involve more is creating an accessible platform for people with disabilities, because I don't think we're serving them right now. And this is something that, we didn't fully accomplish yet, but that's been on my mind, because I just want to make sure that we open up space for anyone who is interested, not just a specific demographic, because why not, right? Why not? That's the goal of Web3. That's the goal of decentralization, at least for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think people and platforms are at least starting to provide more access to the underrepresented groups that you mentioned. At VCon, they had sign language for the entire conference, and I've seen that more now than ever before. I went to NFT conferences before, and they didn't have any sign language before. So just seeing that now more so than before is definitely a great thing to see. So yeah, and unbeknownst to me, I am unaware of how to even help individuals like that. And so I'm going to leave that to you, and I look forward to the next iterations of Ginoa for that. um, I hate to do this, but I'm going to step back, just a small step back into AI really quickly, because you do have some expertise there. How forgery is a big thing, right? I think inflation is a big thing that you mentioned. How's AI helping to fix some of that in the NFT world?
So one AI product, we're infusing AI in different angles of our product. We just want to make sure that we incorporate the new developments. There's a bunch of AI usage in statistics to make it more accessible and understandable, but we're also releasing GinoaGPT, which uses the OpenAI's API, and we want to create a chatbot format, which we all use it now. We all love it. It's part of our lives at this point. I use chat all the time, and we want to enable real live data. So a person can ask, what is the top trading volume NFT collection last week? Or can go even more detailed into understanding the statistics, and can ask, tell me this in a more understandable way. Tell me this in a less technical way. So by incorporating the AI chatbot, we want to further the accessibility mission and our values. And on the you also mentioned forgery. With AI, I'd say in the forgery angle, NFTs, of course, with authentication, it helps to authenticate a physical or digital object, thus helping with forgery. I haven't really thought about it and the AI angle, but I'm curious if you had any thoughts about that.
Yeah, no, I think just real time data, once AI is capable of accessing that in lightning speed and verifying, if that's a true blockchain contract that's been around for longer than 5 minutes, right? Because if it's been around for only 5 minutes, it's probably a fake collection or a trader. So just instantaneously seeing that versus the naked eye, we're looking at, we're gonna accept this trade, but the wallet just got created, 5 hours ago. It's like something. Imagine just faster than the human brain can research or analyze would be instantaneously verified in a way, right? So having that check mark from AI, I believe, will make things a lot safer, because there's so many scams on every single day in Web3 that I believe that's why a lot of users still stay away from that, because it's hard being your own bank. But I think AI would probably fix a lot of those problems because of their lightning speed and access to real time data.
Yeah, that's super interesting. Like you said, AI could very much make it easier and faster to detect if a NFT is copied, by just running it across different collections, or it could check if it would be. I mean, pattern recognition is one thing that AI does exceptionally well. So if there's a fraudulent activity, it can probably detect it way faster than our current system. So, Yeah, that's super interesting, and hopefully it's gonna push us toward a safer ecosystem.
Yes, I firsthand know, unfortunately, a lot of people who got scammed from, just exactly what I just mentioned, just not having the ability to peek behind the curtain or not knowing how, or just maybe just lazy to do so because they're so excited. Because in the NFT world, when I've been interviewing a lot of people, excitement is what really the scammers prey on, because they use that instance of excitement to take advantage of like a vector of where they could go in and just take all your assets, unfortunately, or crypto. So yeah, I look forward to Ginoa helping with that. I saw something mentioned that was actually, it looks pretty interesting. You guys are doing a lot of firsts, like the chat box with AI integration. I've only started seeing that this week on advertisements. I saw crypto.com advertise their first chat box, but to know that you guys had it already and working, that's very exciting because I haven't seen anyone integrate that. So I'm going to test it out. I'm super excited to test it out. Looks like you guys are, like I mentioned, integrating a lot of it. So I love to see that because it's moving so fast, and it's good to see you guys keep up with that.
Appreciate. Would love your thoughts.
Yeah, so the term I was mentioning is autonomous NFT trader, because there's so much going on right now. That sounds very exciting. It sounds like something that I could, do well on as an average, NFT collector or potentially investor. Can you touch lightly on that, or even go deep if you want?
Yeah, so that's a product that we haven't launched yet. So I'll give you sort of the sense of it. And that'll pretty much be, again, assisting people in trading. And currently, on our website, you can see if the estimated value of NFTs, if an NFT is underpriced or overvalued. So we are already offering these metrics, and autonomous NFT trader will be that. But when you can create buy and sell in DeFi tokens, for example,
Yes.
you can say if it goes over this, buy; if it goes under that, sell. So kind of that with more details, and you'll be able to create if Pudgy Penguin floor goes below 3 ETH, buy it with this, or send an offer with these 3 NFTs. So we'll be able to give you the tools to not have to be on your computer to make those trades, but perhaps create some triggers that can be executed that you can prepare beforehand.
Awesome. Yeah, that would be great, because there's a lot of projects that I keep my eye on looking for a certain price point. And that sounded awesome if I, could just utilize a platform or system to extend myself, because, resources are limited, and there's a lot of NFT projects that are exciting out there. Awesome. With that being said, what's your favorite NFT collection, if you don't mind me asking?
Of course. So as like a community, I'd say I am an MFer. I
Okay.
love MFers. I've met with several of them IRL, and I've connected best with my fellow MFers, so I have to call them out. But yeah, I love World of Women, of course. I support and especially buy from women-led projects, Women in Weapons, My BFF, Hug. So I follow these projects really closely. But yeah, in terms of community, I'm gonna have to go with MFers.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's your Twitter profile, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I have a doodle, but I'm like, I feel like an MFer, so I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I think mine's, I identify with the ones here. So yeah, there's certain ones that the community really draws you. And that's what I love about NFTs, that it's connecting me to people or individuals that I would never normally have the chance to connect with, that share the same likes.
Yeah,
Well,
I
that's
see
awesome.
Be Friends toy there too. I mean, I of course have to, be friends as well, because Vayner team. But
Right.
how about you? Do you have a fave?
Yeah, most recently I've been loving, NFTs that give me in real life utility. And most recently Starbucks, I got like 4 or 5 of their NFTs, and they gave me free Starbucks for 30 days straight. And here's the kicker. Prior to NFTs, I never even drank Starbucks. So but I found it really a great use case, something that I get to collect, enjoy, and connect with people. And I'm giving away coffees every day, like I'm Santa Claus. Like I'm sending it to my friend in New York, New Jersey, Texas. So it's something that I've had a lot of fun just in the most recent day or week even. So that's the current one that I'm most excited about because it's a big brand and they're very hands on, asking the community, hey, what do you guys want? What benefit would you want to see next? So it's great to see a big company embracing it, integrating it. Like we all knew that it would, right? But it's great to see that behind the curtain into what it may be in the future. I'm very excited for community members. Like you mentioned, community is such a big thing, bottom up. I'm so excited for communities and fans, and because that's why I love NFTs, because I saw it as a true way for a brand or a creator to engage with their community and have reciprocal benefits. Because prior to that, that wasn't possible, right? Before the blockchain, you were just a consumer. But as a consumer now, there is a way to get, benefits and utility from your favorite brands or IPs or fashion houses or whatever it may be. So I really love, Web3 for that aspect because I'm not sure about you, but me, I spend a lot of money on a lot of things. But if I could get a little bit back, maybe that's the Asian gene in me. That's something that will keep me coming back to that brand or creator or whatnot.
Yeah, no, it's in Turkish people too, so I feel you. But that's really cool. I didn't know. Yeah, I have to recheck the Starbucks because I feel like utility NFTs are going to be the next, hype about it because people want to see more real life responses and what they can get now. But it reminded me of one time I was getting Starbucks just at, early in the morning, drive through in LA, and the person in front of me paid for my coffee. And the person told me like, oh, the car in front of you paid your coffee. And that was like an amazing day to start my day. That was like such a lovely thing to do. So maybe you can do that too.
Right. Yeah. If there's a Starbucks near you, let me know. I haven't tried it in another country, but I'm pretty sure it will work because I just apply. They integrate it very nicely. And this is not a Starbucks advertisement by any means. We're not in partnership with Starbucks unless you want to reach out to Starbucks. But they integrated the NFT. Well, and they give you a coupon code daily, and you can activate on your Starbucks app, which I found very neat. So just through that, I've been able to give my friends a lot of Starbucks. So yeah, if you find one near you, let's try it out.
Yeah, and I didn't tell for me. I said, you could do it to the car behind you because I think it would make their day.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my car would be you, so I'm gonna try to give one to someone in another country. That'd be a great test. Awesome. Well, I would love to have you come back to talk more about AI because it really seems that you guys are tuned in. You guys already activated the chat box. You guys are already building the autonomous NFT trader. And in AI, I would like to say that is more than dog years, right? One day is probably like 21 days. It's moving lightning speed. And I imagine the conversation we have today, in the next month, we're going to look back and like, why were we talking about that? So I see great things, like you mentioned. I see AI helping a lot of people personally. So I look forward to seeing all the advancements that you guys have. And I'll put all the links for Ginoa down below so they know how to connect with the platform, also with yourself. And yeah, but before we leave, there's anything that you want to let us know, like what's next or anything about Ginoa that you would like to let us know?
Well, first, thank you so much for having me. And I would love to come and, I'll chat about AI ethics as much as you want, from music to IP to the input that we're putting in. It's a fascinating topic. And I think one of the most important things that we can talk about in 2023 and probably going forwards. And I would love to hear feedback. Like I mentioned, we really want to build with the community and have people come and try it out and tell us what they think. We have a form on our website that you can let us know what you want to see or what you don't like, because we care, really. We actually care about your thoughts. So we're excited to see what's going to happen with AI and bartering and new pathways of trading. So I would love to hear your thoughts as well. And I appreciate coming on this podcast and chatting with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.